Did you know that there are 7 different ways that we can show up in any circumstance? Yep. I'm talking about your attitude and how you are perceived by other people. Your attitude and the energy around you can change the way people relate to you, trust you, and even do business with you. Because of this, your attitudes can change your success. Today, I'm going to share with you a tool that can help you scientifically measure your attitude and how you are showing up. This way, you can create strategies to change your energy and elevate your success. I am talking about the Energy Leadership Index Assessment. Hi, I'm Tati Fittipaldi, and in this channel we make videos to help global executives lead internationally while creating happier and more profitable workplaces. Let's start talking about the Energy Leadership Index Assessment, or how it is also known, the E.L.I. assessment. What is the Energy Leadership Index Assessment? The Energy Leadership Index Assessment is a professional attitudinal assessment that helps individuals understand how they are showing up in their lives when they are in a good headspace and environment, and when they are in stress mode, either because what's happening in their headspace, the environment, or both. When I say show up, it means how people around you are actually perceiving you. You know when people say,
"She's so bossy," or
"Gosh, the boss is so cranky today."
Or when someone having a completely bad attitude that makes you simply want to leave their presence. The other way around is when you are in the presence of people that are super upbeat and pleasant to be around. So what's going on here? What's going on is that our attitudes, or the way we show up, can be classified mainly into 7 categories that are called levels of energy leadership. Listen, we have infinite types of attitudes that we can show up. You can tell just by the labels that you used in the past to express those attitudes, like cranky, gloomy, energized, demanding, bossy, hopeful, etc. Bruce Schneider, the creator of this model, decided to simplify the worldview into a model so that we can quickly identify what's going on and take specific actions to change our attitudes into how we really want to show up. So when I say 7 categories or levels, it's because the model tries to simplify reality so that we can make better sense of it. What is the Energy Leadership Index model? If you read the incredible book Power versus Force by the medical doctor and PhD Dr. David R. Hawkins, you know that our state of mind can be classified in 2 ways: a positive response and a negative response. When we are in a state of positive response or positive energy, he called it anabolic state, or life-enhancing, because it's the type of energy that helps build and grow. When we are in a state of negative response or negative energy, we are in a catabolic space because it's life-consuming. It breaks down and destroys processes in life. So what Bruce Schneider did was expand this idea into an energy model. And I believe he called energy leadership because it requires our personal leadership to drive our attitudes into better states. The model is brilliant because it helps us understand 3 aspects in each of the 7 levels that together will reflect on how we are showing up. These 3 aspects are our core thoughts at the moment when we are in the attitude, our core feelings and emotions associated with those thoughts, and the actions or results from the thoughts and emotions. The model also helps us understand how our ego is impacting how we show up. So the generic model goes like this. Level 1, the victim. You are in a catabolic space, so it's not a good state to be in, and you will not show up in a cool way for others. Your core thoughts is of victim. Your core feelings is of apathy. When you are in a victim mode, nothing seems fun. You feel a lack of interest and enthusiasm. Everything seems to be wrong. And all you want is just to crawl into your bed. So it's a feeling of deep apathy. The core result of this is lethargy. You procrastinate, you avoid, and you are so out of sorts that you just want to be left alone. Level 2, the antagonist. You are still in a catabolic space here. The core thought is conflict. The core emotion is anger. And the action or result from this is defiance. So you are in an attitude of confrontation and defiance. Level 3, the rationalizer. You start to leave the catabolic space and start to integrate some anabolic state. However, it's still more catabolic than anabolic. The core thought here is responsibility, so you pull responsibility for yourself. Let other people be off the hook and settle for less just to avoid conflict. There is a lot of overthinking here and rationalization in this space. The core feeling is forgiveness, and the action or result is cooperation. Cooperation sounds great, but the reason why you are cooperating is still catabolic, because most people operating in this level is self-sacrificing and they are not really voicing their needs. They are being passive in a certain way, in name of responsibility and agreeability. Level 4, the helper. At this level, you have already completely left the catabolic space and are operating totally in an anabolic or constructive space. And from now on, all other levels will be in an anabolic space. The core thought is concern, especially for others, and the core feeling is compassion. The result is being of service to other people. A lot of psychologists, counselors, coaches, HRs usually live in this kind of space and attitude. Level 5, the collaborator. The core thought is of reconciliation, or how you can figure out a win-win opportunity. The core feeling associated with this level is peace. And if you operate a lot from this level, you really feel at peace because you can see opportunities and you know you can transform them into valuable things to you. So you are at peace, especially with yourself. The result is acceptance. You accept others, you accept situations, and you are willing to transform them into good opportunities. Top producers and sales rep, and very charismatic people in general usually operate in this state. Level 6, the creator. This is the first state in which you completely move out from the ego. Your thoughts and feelings are not influenced by ego anymore. From this state on, the core thought is synthesis, which is the combination of ideas to give form to something, like a special project, a dream, or a vision. The core emotion is joy, and it makes sense to feel joy if you are in this state, because it's a space where we see a lot of good things happening, or we are excited to make them happen. The result is wisdom. We learn from what we experience, and we learn from the process, and we learn from the people around us. So it's a state of wisdom not only for you, but for those around you, joining you in your projects. This is a very difficult state to achieve because it requires a lot of personal leadership, especially in the element of mental game and quieting the ego. If you want to learn more about personal leadership, I recommend you watch this video next. Level 7, the passionate. The core thought here is non-judgment and pure observation of facts and experiencing existence. Remember, ego is completely out of the way here, so you don't judge things and people. The core feelings is an absolute passion, unconditional love. You see the connectedness of all beings and creation, so the result is co-creation. When you are in this state, things happen synchronistically. You need the right person, boom, it appears. You need resources, boom, it's there. Because you are in a flow of connection with all things. It's almost like you can coordinate these things to happen. It's very rare to see people operating in this state as their main attitude. But by raising our awareness about our attitudes, we can spend more moments in these greater states like level 6 and 7. When you take the assessment, it basically tells you how much energy you spent on each of these levels. It gives you which level you usually operate from as your main attitude, as well as 2 other attitudes that you usually gravitate towards the most, besides your main one. It provides you with a visual chart showing how much of these levels you have when you are in a regular mode, meaning when you are in a normal state of mind and in a good environment, and it shows as well the same chart when you are in a stress mode, meaning when you are in a mental or physical stress or in a stressful environment. Why is it so cool? The reason why it's so cool is because it's an attitudinal assessment, not a personality assessment. Personalities are usually very difficult to change. However, we can easily change our attitudes so long as we know exactly how we are showing up and how people are perceiving us. Because this assessment helps us gauge our attitudes, it has numerous applications. It can be applied to help you improve your relationships. It can be used to help you improve your mental health and self-satisfaction. And it can be used to improve your executive presence if you are a global executive, for example. The assessment also allows the use of a free app called Scope, which can be used later on to have a quick self-assessment throughout the day or before a difficult conversation or meeting, for example. So you can use the app to check in with yourself and see which of the 7 levels you are in at that very moment. And it even gives you a tip to quickly shift your attitudes and mental state. Pretty awesome, right? How do they compare with other assessments? Assessments like the Myers-Briggs, DISC, Hogan, and StrengthsFinder, now called Clifton Strengths, are assessments that tackle more personality and traits aspects than attitudes themselves. For example, you can be mainly dominant in the DISC assessment report, but you can be a dominant or an inspiring dominant, and it all depends on your attitudes. Other important things to mention is that these personality and traits assessments, if taken from official sources, can be expensive, and they usually only offer a report without an executive coach providing you with a debrief session where you can discuss actions. The Energy Leadership Index assessment, however, not only is quite affordable when given by an official and certified coach, but also provide a coaching session for debrief of your report. So I think it's much more personalized and the conversation is much more customized to your needs. By the way, if you are interested in taking the E.L.I, I will leave the link in the description below. The 360 version of the E.L.I assessment. Besides the regular Energy Leadership Index assessment, there is a cool version of it meant for helping corporate employees close perception gaps by using a 360 assessment model. In this model, various people across the organization will be selected to fill out the assessment about you, and it will provide results showing how people perceive you and how you are showing up for them. Then, it will be compared to what your assessment results say. This way, you will be able to see how you show up and how others perceive you. If there are any gaps in perception, you and your coach will be able to talk about it and come up with a plan. Where can you get this kind of assessment with the app? Each certified coach that can give you the official Energy Leadership Index assessment will offer different things and their own quirks, but all of them have to give you at least the official report and a debrief session. Otherwise, it's not exactly official. I am a certified E.L.I coach that can offer you to take this assessment, and my package includes, of course, the report and the debrief, and also the use of the app. And the main way I help people use this assessment is by enhancing their executive presence at work. So if you want to be perceived in a better way at work, showing up with greater executive presence, even if you are not yet an executive, I highly recommend this assessment for you. There you go, Grow Global Leader. Now you know in detail the Energy Leadership Index Assessment and how it works. I am Tati Fittipaldi, and if you like this video, give me a thumbs up so that other people can also find me. And it would mean a lot to me if you share this video and hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. Hey, I want to tell you one more thing. You are a global leader. The question is, do you have all the skills that you need to succeed? I'd love to help. I save my very best tips for my subscribers. Subscribe for free at coachingexpatriates.com. I know your inbox is sacred, so I promise I will send you emails that you will love.